Conclusion. Why don't we face it? There are a variety of serious traps present when attempting to work with sound curing. A person feeling insecure about the real effects of sound restoration may feel lured, as many people do, to acquire a few impressive devices such as 4 or 5 large gongs, a sound bed, a gong drum plus some unusual exotic equipment to add a feather to themselves anywhere, to do something very mysteriously and knowledgeably, to be very ceremonial and holy while wanting to make an impression. A lot of individuals. Who is heading to check on you out? Who will have the ability to disprove your boasts? Such people may well not have the ability to fool themselves as well as others forever, but new clients will replace them in a futile search for yet another quick solution for an issue. No doubt it's the practitioner who'll suffer most from the deceptions. But how many people, if any, can be aware of the deceptions? If you choose never to decrease that trail, you might yet be haunted by doubts and skepticism or become very casual about sound restoration, not necessarily trying to find how to deepen your understanding. On the other hand, you may well be perfectly alert to these mental traps. If so, you may want to travel the street of experiencing sincerely on your own. You may choose to find out about the knowledge of spiritual recovering in order to get a deeper knowledge of the working of brain and refined anatomy. You can find other ways to get this done, of course, a few of which may be more associated with ethnic traditions. Depending on what you have done recently, this learning will take quite a few years and will more likely continue for the rest of your life. Attending a couple of weekend classes and reading some literature, including this one, will not get the job done. They could, however, encourage you and present you some signs as to what direction to go. If you choose this route, you may have to consider some searching questions, such as, am I ready to give up preconceived ideas about myself, about energy, sound, and life? That's where the true voyage of sound recovering will lead you. Since we know very little to get started on with, we cannot but kick off ourselves into the unknown. That is quite interesting and a bit unnerving. Practicing music and looks will improve your sensitivity. Much understanding simply comes through practicing, experiencing, persevering, and possessing good questions in one's mind until the answers assemble themselves gradually, unpretentiously. What is the way to work with sound healing? There are so many ways. Simply copying someone else does not business lead to a satisfying result. You will need to find your own individual way. You need to follow our thoughts. There is instruction available from non-physical proportions, which may show up only as a sense, nothing more. Trust this and act on it. It's very likely that a combination of means of working will participate in individual's answer. In a therapy session, I to begin with usually speak to a person for a long time. With regards to the circumstances, I may then ask her to experiment with or make some looks myself. Periodically, I really do not use sound at all. I often include energy healing, that is, I focus on her energy domains with my hands. I regularly suggest awareness exercises suitable for specific parts of the body, using dips and psychic streams, for instance. I believe a number of techniques and disciplines will come into cure where sounds are likely involved, Explore the ways you work and sense if you are prepared to change the way you work. I provide you this advice. Stay wide open and keep learning. One thing that is very rewarding for me on my path into using sounds was to realize that focusing on myself over years, using some discipline to meditate, sitting alone, doing awareness exercises was actually sharpening my intuition, presenting more space and reality to my feelings. Thus, hardly noticing that which was occurring, I became sure about my capacity to discern and dared to trust my conception and my thoughts and allowed myself to do something on them. I recall my teacher informing me the storyline of the British businessman Kenwood. This man began repairing electronic equipment in his carport. Gradually, he started out to set up his own machines, toasters, and other appliances, and he developed a sizable business. This report was to encourage me to trust in what I had been doing, however small and insignificant this may have viewed the beginning. It really is true. Suffered working on sound, music, and curing for a few 30 years now, all of a sudden makes others see me as a specialist, although I understand best how little I understand. But I'm inclined to talk about my experience and knowledge with anyone who feels they can reap the benefits of it. The unusually severe forest fires, floods, and storms in recent years confront each of us with the question of personal responsibility. Shamans and local medicine men of all cultures have a romantic knowledge of and connection with the elements in and around us. There's a strong likelihood that respecting the 5 elements within us will restore balance around us. It isn't magic. It really is believed knowledge and its application. Musical expression is an excellent way to practice, also to learn about how precisely it all works. If there is a wonderful component, then maybe it is this: it is fine here in leading of us.